Have you ever heard the phrase, scaling is all you need? For the past few years, the AI world has been dominated by this idea that if we just make language models bigger, train them on more data, and throw more compute at them, they'll eventually become intelligent. But not everyone agrees. One of the most respected figures in AI, Richard Sutton, the father of reinforcement learning, recently said something that shakes this belief to its core. He argued that scaling up large language models won't necessarily lead to real intelligence. So if more data and more compute aren't enough, what's missing? And more importantly, how can we get AI to learn more like humans do, without mountains of training data? Let's start with us, humans. We don't need to see billions of words before we can talk. A child doesn't need to watch a million videos before they can recognize a cat. Humans learn from very limited examples. And we don't just memorize patterns, we generalize, we imagine, we test our ideas against the world. Sutton's point is simple but profound. Real intelligence comes from interaction and adaptation, not just passive absorption. So how might AI achieve that? Here are a few directions. First, learning through interaction. Instead of training only on fixed datasets, AI could learn by interacting with environments. This is where reinforcement learning comes in. Just like a baby learns by poking, crawling, and falling, an AI system could learn by trial and error in a simulated or real-world setting. Second, building internal models of the world. Humans don't just memorize facts. We carry a mental model of how things work. If I drop a glass, I don't need to see it shatter 10,000 times to know what happens. AI needs something similar: the ability to simulate outcomes, predict consequences, and adjust behavior before acting. Third, meta-learning, or learning how to learn. A toddler doesn't learn chess, then start from zero when they try checkers. They transfer skills, strategies, and analogies. Current LLMs mostly start from scratch for every task. The next step could be systems that quickly adapt from one domain to another, like humans do. Fourth, curiosity-driven exploration. Humans don't learn because someone labeled a trillion examples for us. We explore because we're curious. Imagine AI that sets its own goals, asks its own questions, and seeks novelty, rather than being spoon-fed data. And finally, memory and reasoning. Human intelligence is built on long-term memory and structured reasoning. We can store experiences, recall lessons, and chain together thoughts to solve problems. Future AI might need better memory architectures and reasoning mechanisms to move beyond pattern matching. Now, does this mean scaling is useless? Not at all. Big models have shown us the raw power of scale. But Sutton's warning reminds us, size alone won't get us to real intelligence. The future of AI might not be bigger is better, but smarter is different. So, here's the big question. If we want AI to truly learn like humans, do we need to stop thinking in terms of data warehouses and start thinking in terms of life experiences? What do you think? Will AI ever learn like a human child, or will it always remain something fundamentally different?